Welcome back. You're watching live from Paris on France 20 Catholic. It's time for Media Watch. Now James Creedon is here with us in the studio. Good evening, James.
Good evening indeed.
Now, poor old Dominique Strauss-Kahn, he's been trying to get the sympathy vote, hasn't he? We've talked a lot about him over the past year. Of course, he was once the head of the International Monetary Fund. He then found himself ensconced in a whole load of sexual scandal, allegations and all the rest of it.
Yes.
But now he's giving interviews.
That's right. He's broken his silence. Now, he already kind of broke his silence a week or two ago in a smaller interview, but Le Point is saying...
really broken it now.
That's right. They're saying this is an exclusive. The first time he has spoken since a TV interview last September when he came back from the US after all of the brouhaha.
Right.
That's right. So DSK parle, DSK speaks, and inside you've got a photo of him which looks like he's almost on the therapist's chair there. And what's actually, I think, far more interesting is the free sample on the next page, which I'm actually going to use myself later. But in any case, what does he say in this famous interview? I think we better get to that, right?
What does he say?
The meat and bones of it.
He's
he
not
says,
happy, is he?
Leave me alone. That's the first message he gives. He says, look, I'm not in public office anymore. I'm not running for any public office anymore.
His wife's left him.
He doesn't mention that, but that's part of the parcel, I suppose. I haven't been convicted of anything. I'm sick of people thinking they have the right to invade my privacy on the basis of some imagined moral transparency. He says, leave me alone. The media hounding some days is like a manhunt.
Because he doesn't deny the sexual allegations, does he?
Indeed.
He denies raping Nafissatou Diallo,
Yes.
of course, in New York. But the other stuff that we heard about going to these parties...
he even goes into a little bit of detail on that
kind of thing.
He says, I've been convicted of nothing. I'm a free man. I'm able to do what I want. And he says, essentially, I thought I could live my personal life as I wanted. There are many parties in Paris for consenting adults. He actually said this to Le Point. For a long time, you'd be surprised at who you'd meet there, he said. He kind of mentioned football stars, artists, CEOs, and he said, look, my mistake was to think that a politician could behave the same way. Clearly, you can't. Well done, Dominique, for figuring that one out. And
he's got political as well, hasn't he?
Yes, that's right. He says that he would like to get involved in big international projects. For now, he's still blocked by his situation because there's a civil case and things like that awaiting. And he speaks about two regrets. He says he regrets disappointing the French people who didn't suspect he was leading a private life like that, and those who were disappointed that his behaviour prevented him from doing his job. So there you go. He also spoke to Le Figaro.
Any apologies for referring to women as material or anything like
none
that?
None of that. That's hoping for too much, perhaps.
Not warming the hearts of feminists, then, perhaps.
He spoke to Le Figaro as well because he's actually at a conference in Seoul called the World Knowledge Forum. Now, he didn't the people at the World Knowledge Forum didn't speak about Dominique Strauss-Kahn attending. It was a sort of a surprise, if you like. He had a lesson for François Hollande. He said François Hollande is delighted that he's borrowing at such historically low rates. This is international borrowing interest rates. But he said, actually, that's a part of the problem. And what he should do is pool interest rates across Europe with Spain and Italy in the south. So he was giving François Hollande some economic lessons, which is, I suppose, a good idea in terms of making himself relevant again as the economic expert that he
Hollande
is.
will probably be very careful about being seen to take his advice out.
I'm sure.
All right, let's move on. Titanic. Now, this is an awfully old film. Why are we talking about this?
I'm not sure why it came up again. I think it might have been to do with the 3D version coming out earlier this year. Anyway, there was a debate online as to whether or not Rose could have saved Jack. Now,
Kate Winslet and Leo DiCaprio. The
That's
very
right. Now,
sad end where
do you remember
sinks
that?
in the icy waters.
That's
of course
it.
I
And
remember
there's the
it.
door. Of course he saw it. You cheat.
Haven't we all sung along
You
to
love a bit of
Celine Dion?
cheese. So she was on a door, right? And the whole thing is she couldn't take him out of the water.
I said that at the time. Why didn't she move over?
Well, somehow 12 years on, the debate has come up again. Now, the whole thing is people on Reddit, which is this a site where you can put up posts.
And they probably would have kept warmer with the body heat.
This is it. If she had made a real effort instead of being selfish and lying there on the door, it could have worked. Now, in any case, this was a big debate back in April on Reddit. Now, a Discovery Channel, let's roll these pictures. The Discovery Channel's show Mythbusters decided to test it out. So here you have...
Oh my goodness.
Only made for one.
It must be said, sunnier conditions, right?
Yeah, where's the ice?
Where's
Where's the iceberg?
No iceberg. And so, that's probably already a bit unfair because I think Rose was a bit cold, which mightn't have helped her out
And they
in that
didn't have all
particular
this
situation.
protective waterproof gear either.
That's right. So there you go.
Fail.
Yeah, Discovery Channel testing that out and saying really Rose could have made a better effort.
Glad they have so much time and budget on their hands to
Guess
do all
what?
that.
James
Anyway.
Cameron also replied about this.
Oh, yes.
He said the script says Jack dies, so Jack dies. Maybe we messed up. The plank should have been smaller, but he dies. Compassionate man.
All right. On to our last
story.
Brain Magazine.
Brain Magazine in France. They have pretty good videos, I have to say, that they pluck from the web. Let's roll the latest series of pictures they picked off YouTube in the last 24 hours. This is a mystery nun. Now, it was put online on the 6th of October. Take a look at what she does here, right? She's opening a beer. That's beers there. And look what she does. She slips it under her frock.
Slipped it into the habit.
Oh. And look, then she goes over kind of trying to make things look a bit more legit.
Is this in Ireland or where
This is in the US. And look, she's buying a bottle of water, you see. So she takes out a bottle of water and doesn't put that in the frock. So maybe she's sneaking the beer back into the convent. I don't know. But in any case, there you go. Another little look at that
Boozy
moment.
nun. Oh, goodness me. Have a look at that one for yourselves. What is it called? Brain Magazine?
Brain Magazine. Brain-magazine.com.
Oh, good
Or
stuff.
just Naughty Nun. You could probably Google
Naughty
that.
Nun. All right, lovely. James Queenan, thank you very much indeed. That's it for Media Watch. More nonsense from the internet now with our daily dose of web news.